Welcome back. We are in lecture 6. In this lecture, we have to discuss about equimolar counter diffusion and isothermal evaporation of air. First, I have to explaining the concept of these two things. Then we have to work out the numerical problems which are comes under this category. Let's start. To explaining the concept of equimolar counter diffusion, consider a chamber A. It is filled with species A. The pressure of this chamber is Pa and the molar concentration of species A is represented as Ca. Similarly, consider a chamber B. It is filled with species B and the pressure of the chamber is Pb and the molar concentration of the species is Cb. So now we have to connect these two chambers with the help of pipe. So after this connection, what happens? The species will move due to the concentration difference. At first, the species A will move from chamber A to B and replace one B species. Then the B species moves from chamber B to chamber A and replaces one A species. In the way, the species are transferring from chamber A to chamber B and also chamber B to chamber A. The mass transfer will occur until the steady state have to be achieved. So during this mass transfer, the total pressure is equal to the summation of partial pressures, that is Pa plus Pb. So this is called equimolar counter diffusion. So the equimolar counter diffusion is defined as it is an isothermal diffusion process in which each molecule of the component A is replaced by each molecule of component B and vice versa. So this is called equimolar counter diffusion. Now we have to derive the formula for equimolar counter diffusion. So as per Fick's law states that for the mass transfer of species A is given by, that is equal to minus dAb into dCA by dx. Similarly, if you write it for species B, that is equal to minus of d into B2A into dCb by dx. For steady state condition, during the steady state condition, there is no mass transfer happens. So during that time, Na plus Nb is equal to 0. Why? There is no mass transfer will happen. If you rearrange this term, we will get Na is equal to minus of Nab. So here the diffusion coefficients happen between the chambers are always equal. That is dAb is equal to dBa. So if you equating these equation, finally we will get dCA by dx equal to minus of dCb by dx. Now we have to rearrange the equation 1 and integrating this parameters, that is this dx go to the left hand side, then it will give Na into dx, then Na into dx is equal to minus of dAb into dCA. Then after rearranging this term and integrating it, what happens? So this equation we will get after the mathematical manipulation, that is Na in integral of x1 to x2 into dx, that is equal to minus dAb into integral of Ca1 to Ca2 into dCA. So after the integration, what happens? We will get Na into x2 minus x1, that is equal to minus dAb into Ca2 minus Ca1. Then we rearranging this equation, that gives Na is equal to dAb into Ca1 minus Ca2 divided by x2 minus x1. Now for perfect gases, Ca is equal to rho A by Ma, that is equal to Pa by Gt. This equation we already derived in the first session of the class. Now we applying the value of Ca in this equation. The equation is rewritten in this form. Here this equation is used to find the equimolar counter diffusion mass transfer for species A, that is Na is equal to dAb divided by Gt into Pa1 minus Pa2 divided by x2 minus x1. Similarly, if you rewrite this equation for species B, that will give Nb is equal to dBa by Gt into Pb1 minus Pb2 divided by x2 minus x1. So these two formulas are used for evaluating the mass transfer happens during the process of equimolar counter diffusion. Now we move on to the problems to solve with the concept of equimolar counter diffusion. So in this problem, two large vessels contains uniform mixture of air and sulfur dioxide at 1 atmospheric pressure and 273 Kelvin, but different concentration. Vessel 1 contains 80% of air and 20% of SO2 by volume or mole percentage. Whereas vessel 2 contains 30% of air and 70% of SO2 by mole percentage. The vessels are connected by 10 cm inner diameter and 1.8 meter long pipe. So determine the rate of transfer of air between these two vessels by assuming that the steady state mass transfer takes place. The diffusivity of air and SO2 mixture at 1 atmospheric pressure and 273 Kelvin is given by 0.122 into 10 power minus 4 meter square per second. So this is the case we have. So what the problem says here means the system contains two chambers. The first chamber is filled with air and sulfur dioxide, that is in the range of 80% of air and 20% of SO2. In the second chamber, it contains 30% of air and 70% of SO2. Then these two chambers are connected by a pipe with 0.1 meter of diameter and 1.8 meters of length. They ask what is the rate of transfer of air between the two vessels. They ask the mass flow rate of air or the mass flux of air which goes from higher concentration side to lower concentration side with the concept of equimolar counter diffusion. So first we have to write the given data, that is diameter of the pipe is 0.1 meter, length of the pipe is 3 meter, temperature is 273 Kelvin and the diffusivity value is 0.122 into 10 power minus 4 meter square per second. Now we have to write the partial pressure values in each chambers. So here PA will represent the partial pressure of air, 1 represents the first chamber. Similarly, PB represents the partial pressure of SO2 in the first chamber. So in the first chamber it contains 80% of air and 20% of SO2. So 80 by 100 it is 0.8. So it is multiplied by 10 power 5. So the partial pressure of air in this chamber is 0.8 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. Similarly, for SO2, the partial pressure of SO2 in first chamber is 0.2 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. Similarly, we have to calculate the partial pressure of air and SO2 in chamber 2. So 0.3 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square is the partial pressure of air in the second chamber. The partial pressure of SO2 is 0.7 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. Now we have to find the equimolar counter diffusion of the air. So to evaluate the equimolar counter diffusion of the air, the formula is already we derived. So this is the formula for finding the parameters. So Na is equal to Ma by A is equal to dAB by GT into Pa1 minus Pa2 divided by x2 minus x1. So here they asked the mass flow rate or molar flow rate. They are not asked mass flux or molar flow flux. The flux term should be avoided. So for that purpose the A goes right hand side. So we have Na, that is equal to Ma is equal to A into dAB by GT into Pa1 minus Pa2 divided by x2 minus x1. So if you substitute all the values given in the problem, we will get the molar flow rate, that is 7.035 into 10 power minus 10 kilogram mole per second. Here the area is the pipe cross sectional area, not surface area. So the formula for finding the cross sectional area is pi by 4 d square. So now we come to the end of problem by using the concept of equimolar counter diffusion. Now I have to explaining the concept of isothermal evaporation of air. To explaining the isothermal evaporation of air, consider a pan with the diameter of d and filled with water at a height of x1. Now the air is passed over this pan. So due to the concentration difference, what happens? The water is get evaporated, the air will take that water. This situation is known as isothermal evaporation condition. So to analyze the system and finding the mass flow rate of air, we have to assume these assumptions. So the first point is the system is isothermal and the total pressure remains constant. The system operates at steady state. There is a slight air movement over the top of the tank to remove the water vapor which diffuses through the point. then the air and water will behave like a ideal gas. Now I have to write the formula for evaluating the mass flux or molar flux during the isothermal evaporation of air conditions. So I not derive the entire derivation, I write up the final result for this conditions. So here MA by A will represent mass flux or molar flux, dA by GT into P by x2 minus x1 log of P minus Pw2 divided by P minus Pw1. So here all these parameters are known. Here P is total pressure, x2 minus x1 is the height of water filled or the depth of the water filled, P is total pressure, Pw2 is partial pressure of dry air, Pw1 is partial pressure of water vapor corresponding to saturated temperature. This value is taken from the steam table. So DAB is diffusion coefficient, G is universal gas constant, and T is temperature. Now we have to solve the problem in this concept. So we will take this problem. An open pan of 20 cm in diameter and 8 cm deep contains water at 25 degrees Celsius and is exposed to dry atmospheric air. If the rate of diffusion of water is 8.54 into 10 power minus 4 kg per hour, estimate the diffusion coefficient of the water in air. So what they asked, they have a pan with 20 cm in diameter and the water is at 8 cm deep. The water temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. The water evaporates at the rate of 8.54 into 10 power minus 4 kg per hour. They asked diffusion coefficient. The given data are the diameter is 20, length is 8 cm, temperature is 25, the mass of water evaporator is 8.54 into 10 power minus 4 kg per hour. So we want to find what is the diffusion coefficient between air and water. So to solve this problem, consider this slide. I write the formula first. So this is the formula for finding the isothermal evaporation of air. Now I have cross multiplied the term, the A comes to right hand side. Why? Means the mass flow rate is given in the problem. So MA by A will represent mass flux, but I know only the mass flow rate. So the A comes here. So MA is equal to A into dA by GT into P by x2 minus x1 log of P minus Pw2 divided by P minus Pw1. Now I multiplied by molecular weight. Why I multiplied here by molecular weight means this is mass flow rate. Okay, it is not mass concentration or molar flow rate. Okay, suppose the values comes here in kilogram mole per second meter square means then the molecular weight is not comes here. So this is the formula for that situation. But here the unit is kilogram per second. That's why we have to multiply by molecular weight. So now I have to substitute all the values in the formulas. So to convert mass flow rate in kilogram per hour into kilogram per second, I divided by 3600. Then I substitute all the values. Here the diameter, here the area is pi by 4 d square. So I substitute pi by 4 d square. G is 8314. Temperature is 298. Then all these values are known. Here the total pressure is 1.013 into 10 power 5. Now Pw2 and Pw1 we have to find. So Pw2, the partial pressure of water vapor at 25 degrees Celsius is known as Pw1. That is taken from steam table. So that value is substituted here. Then Pw2 is the partial pressure at dry condition. So that value is equal to 0. So we will put all the values here. So the next this value is molecular weight. So the molecular weight of air is the water is H2O. It is 18. So H have 2 molecules. Oxygen have 16. 16 plus 2 18. So if you cross multiply and make a mathematical operations, we will get the diffusion coefficient value of 2.58 into 10 power minus 5 meter square per second. So we complete the problem which comes under the category of isothermal evaporation of air. Now we come to the end of lecture 6. In this lecture we discuss the concept of equimolar counter diffusion and isothermal evaporation of air. Further we use this concept and solve some numerical problems. I hope you understand all these concepts well. Thank you for listening.